Hi guys, and welcome to this video tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you a little more about the login system. I'm going to be walking you through creating a registration page. So this is continuing on from the last video, so I presume that you've still got all the files from the files we created in the last video. So that will be accounttest.php, index.php and mysql.php. We're also going to be using the same database, so if you want to just go into your XAMPP control panel by clicking on start and going down to, or rather typing in XAMPP, open the XAMPP control panel. Mine's already running, and just make sure that your services are all started. So you want the Apache, MySQL and FileZilla services started. Okay, so now just open up a new notepad, and first of all we're going to save this as register.php. As you can see, I've got these all in a YouTube folder now, but don't worry about that, you can save them anywhere. So register.php, and first of all we're going to start it off with the PHP tags and end them as well. We're also going to type session underscore start. As I explained in the previous video, we're going to be using sessions, so this needs to be right at the top of the page, just under the PHP tags. Okay, so first of all, you want to type in my user, well, $my user equals $ underscore session username, and $ my pass equals $ underscore session password, and then type in if $my user or $my pass, open a bracket or curly bracket, print bracket, you are already logged in, there is no need to register, close the brackets, and we'll type in die here. Okay, so basically first of all what this is doing is checking for a login session. If a login session exists, it'll tell the user that they're already logged in, and it'll kill the rest of the script from there. Okay, so now we want to type in if $ underscore post submit, then a couple of lines, else, a few more lines, yeah, that's right, yep. Okay, so basically we're going to have a form in this section here. This is going to be the registration form. This part here is when they click submit on the registration form, it's going to be sent to this part here. The post data is what it's called. Okay, so first of all we're going to create a new form, so end the PHP and we'll start again here. Okay, so first of all type in, as before, type in a new table. The table border equals 0. Then we're going to want form method equals post, action equals register.php, and then we're going to want to type td your name, end that td and start a new one, and type in input type equals text, name equals name, no, not value. Okay, then end that td and end that tr as well, and start a new one, the same as before. type in username, and type in input type equals text, name equals username, no, we don't want values, sorry, td and tr, then we're going to want tr again, td, password, td, I've just noticed an error there, that forward slash isn't supposed to be there. Input type equals password, name equals password, and those ones. Okay, then we're going to want another one. And as before with the submitting button, it's going to be and MBSP and semicolon, and then input type equals submit, name equals submit, and value equals register. And again, to look cool, we have a little arrow, and then end that. Okay, now you're going to want to end the form and also end the table. Okay, that's the registration form complete. If we just save this, and we're going to want to log into files here now. Okay, I've already pre-logged in, but I'll log in again. So it's 127.0.0.1, username the coder, and password 123456. Okay, now we're going to want to upload the register.php, and then we'll go to the internet browser and type in localhost /register.php. We're getting these errors again on line 5, 6 and 17. So we'll go to line 5, which is it's these variables here. So that's just put an as with the login script, just put an @ sign there and @ sign there, and then go to line 17 and put an @ sign there. Okay, that should fix all that. And we'll register that, upload that, sorry, and that should work. Yep. Okay, so there's your basic registration form. You've got your name field, you've got your username field and password field. As you can see, the password's all masked again. We don't want people seeing what we're typing in, so we always mask that. Okay, if you just go to localhost /php myadmin. Okay, my username and password's already stored because it's just the basic password that we set up last time. If you go to the login table and go to the users part, or rather the users database and login database and users table. Sorry, we're going to want to empty this table now, just so as we can use it to register a new account. So I'll just click the empty button at the top, and you want to truncate the tables. Truncate the tables just means delete all of them and reset the ID field to 0. Okay, excuse me for a sec, the phone's ringing. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, as I was saying, you want to truncate the table. Basically, this will just delete all the records in the database in that specific table, which is the users table, and it will reset the ID field to 0, so it'll start again at 1 when you insert a new record. So I'll just click OK on that. Okay, and as you can see, there's no records now. it'll come up with an empty result because there's no rows. Okay, so what you're going to want to do now is at this submit section here, basically when they click the submit button it'll come to here. So you want to, first of all, you want to type in $name equals $_post name, $username equals $_post username, $password equals $_post password. Sorry about that, my fingers are a bit slippy today. Then you're going to run type if $name equals nothing, then print you have missed out the name field. Else, if $username equals nothing, print you have missed out the username field. Else, if password equals 0, print you have missed out the password field. Else again. Okay, and now just so as we don't lose track of what we're doing, we're going to add these curly brackets at the end, so we want 3 of these because we've got 3 statements. So 1, 2, 3, and go back to here, and then we're going to want to type SQL equals MySQL underscore query, select start from users, where username equals username, or die MySQL underscore error. And don't worry if you don't understand what half of this means, I'm going to explain it all once it's finished. Then we're going to want to type in num equals MySQL underscore num underscore rows, and then SQL in the brackets. We're going to want to type if num equals 1, or actually, yeah, we'll type in if num is more than 1, then we'll print the username you entered already exists. Please select another username and try again. Then we're going to want an else, and then we're going to want to insert it. So we'll type $insert equals MySQL underscore query, insert, and this is where the SQL query is a little bit different, so you do need to pay attention here. So we'll type in MySQL underscore query, insert into users, then open a bracket, and then in this part we're going to want to type in all the fields in the users table. So we're going to want to type, but we do leave ID the same as when we manually inserted it because it's auto increment, so it'll add that itself. So we're going to want to type username, comma, space, password, space, comma and space, and name. Then we're going to want to close the bracket and type in values, and then we're going to want to type those, I can't remember what they're called, then the username variable, comma, those again, password variable, comma, and those again, and name variable, and then we're going to want to close that bracket and close the query, or close the function rather. So we're going to want to type or die MySQL underscore error, and then the semicolon. Okay, so basically just a brief explanation of this. It's telling it to insert it into the users. After this comma here, you don't actually have to have a space, you can just leave it like this. These are just the fields, but if you do leave it without spaces, the values must match, so you must leave those ones without spaces, and vice versa. If they have got spaces, then the other one must match as well. Don't ask me why, but the creators of MySQL just wanted to be awkward there, but you must remember to do that, otherwise it will come up with an SQL error, and it won't actually work. But yeah, then we're going to want to type another if statement and type in if insert. Then we're going to want to print thank you, you have now been registered successfully, you may now log in. Then we're going to want else print an unknown SQL error occurred while trying to create your account. Please try again. Oh, spelling error. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so I'm going to just give you a brief explanation of this. As I said, this is the submit area. I've already explained the form. I'm sure you pretty much know HTML with the tables and form fields and things like that. Okay, so these variables here are the form fields. So the name obviously is the post data for the name, username same for the username, and password the same for the password. These if statements here is checking to make sure the fields are not blank. So if the fields are blank, it will print out an error for that specific field, and it checks all three fields. If they're not blank, if they contain data, then this query here will check see if the username exists. If the username does exist, it will tell them that they can't use that username, because obviously we want unique usernames. You can set this username field to unique inside the database. I can't actually remember how to do that, but there is a way to do that anyway. I think you have to do it when you actually create the fields, I'm not sure. Or you can do it on certain MySQL versions, maybe not this one, they might have changed it in this one. But yeah, but we're checking this anyway, so it's got to be unique for it to work. So if it doesn't exist, it'll insert the data. After it's tried to insert the data, it'll check see if it has inserted it. So if it's actually got data inside the insert variable, it will double check. It'll show a message saying that it's created the user, or obviously if an error occurs, then it'll tell them that an error has occurred and the user couldn't be registered. Okay, so now you want to re-upload this to the web server, so I'll just press enter there and I'll write the file. And then we're going to want to refresh this page. Okay, so there's this unexpected t_else will be because, as explained in the last tutorial, I've obviously missed one of these out. So all you do there is just add another one. As I said, these are very important. You've got to add the right amount, which is why usually I'll add them as I'm going along instead of adding them at the end. Okay, so now that should have fixed that. Yep. Okay, so now what we're going to want to do is just leave these fields blank for now, just to check, make sure all the errors are working. Yep, it'll come up with the top one, which is the first one I've missed out. That's the name field. If I type something in the name field, it'll tell me I've missed the username field. And if I type something in the username field, it'll tell me I've missed the password field. Okay, so we're going to want to type in name, so I'm going to type in encoder. We're going to type in admin in the username field, and we're going to want to type just something random like 123456 in the password field. I'll register. Sorry. Yeah, in this part, just after the if post submit, type in require mysql.php. Sorry, I did miss that out. That's my bad. So I'll just press F5 to refresh it, save having to type it back in again. Just repost the data. Yep. Now, as you can see, this is saying that it's registered. So now it should be in the database. So if we click browse on here, yeah, as you can see, all the fields are entered correctly. Now, if we repost this data again by refreshing, it should come up saying that the username already exists. Oh, no, it's not. I'm hoping that hasn't inserted it again. Yeah, it has. So, alright, just what you want to type in here is where it's checking how much records are in the database. Just type in num double equals. I obviously can't remember that specific thing. There's a lot of different codes that you have to remember, and sometimes you forget. So sometimes I remember, sometimes I forget. It'll come to me later. Just refresh that, and no, it's still not working. Let's try that. No. If you just bear with me, I'll just pause this and I'll find the error and fix it, and I'll tell you what I've done to change it later. Okay guys, sorry about that. Okay, basically when I changed this code here to if $num equals 1, obviously because there was already more than one records in the database, it was coming up that there wasn't just one, so it was allowing it through. This is why I was going to type in if num is more than if num is more than 1, I think. If num is more than 0 should work. But basically, because there was more than one, it was just allowing it through. Yeah, it's hard to explain, but yeah, that should work actually. So even if there is more than one record, yeah. So if I was to manually insert it, so there's 2 records in it now with the same username, it'll still come up though it already exists. Yeah. So if we just drop this database and we'll start again. Sorry about that. Well, it is like as you can see, it's 12 minutes past 1 on Tuesday morning, so I am pretty tired after being at work all day. So we'll register a new account because I've just emptied the database. Type in admin and admin again for the username and password. Okay, that's registered. Then if I go back and try and do it again, just so you know, I'm actually refreshing the page. Oh, I might as well remember that. Just remember the password just to get rid of that message. Yeah, so that's all working. So now if we go into the login page, so just type in localhost, admin and admin, and as you can see, it's all working. That's pretty much how you create a registration script. So if you just change this, if num is more than 0, if you just change it to that, that'll work absolutely fine. Okay, the next thing I did want to show you was how to encrypt passwords using the MD5 encryption method. Basically what this will do is encrypt it so as it's unreadable to the human eye even when you look at the database. If you look at the database now, you can see the password in plain text, and to be honest, this is pretty insecure. So first of all, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to enter the database. Then you're going to want to obviously go on the structure and edit the password record. I'm not sure if you can remember, but to start with, when I first created this database, I was going to change the value, the length to 42 characters. The reason for this is because an MD5 encrypted password is 42 characters, not just the 20 characters like the normal password or whatever size it is. So change that to 42, keep it as varchar and save that. Okay, so now what you're going to want to do is underneath password just type in another variable, password again. You don't need to worry about the fact that the password already exists. Password variable already exists. So I'll just type in password equals MD5, open bracket, and then the variable password, and then close bracket and a semicolon. And that's pretty much it on the registration field, on the registration form. What that will do is just encrypt the password using the encryption method, because the MD5 function is already built into PHP. It's in all PHP versions, so don't worry about that. I think it dates back to the early 90s, so yeah, that's all you need to do there. That will automatically encrypt it. Then what you're going to want to do is go to the rest of your script, and you're going to want to go to the index page first, which is the login script. Type in password equals MD5 password again. Okay, so now that will encrypt the password for the submitted data as it's submitted. Because you've encrypted it on the registration page, it will automatically encrypt it. It will automatically encrypt when it's finding it in the database, which is here. The session variable will also be encrypted, so if people was to get a virus and people was to download their password information, they couldn't see it in plain text, because basically 99% of users are pretty dumb and they'll use the same password for everything. So if someone can see your password in plain text for this website, then they could say, I don't know, log into eBay and try that password with the same username. And with a bit of luck on the hacker side, it'll all be the same. Then they could obviously access financial information. So you don't want that. You don't want your users to be feeling secure. So just encrypt it to be on the safe side. Okay, now you're going to want to go. You're going to want to save that and go to the account test, which is basically my account, the my account page. Yeah. Okay, this is just checking the session. The session, as you know, is encrypted, and the password in the database is encrypted, so we don't actually need to do anything here. Okay, so just re-upload all these files apart from the MySQL file. Then we just select all of them and upload them. Okay. Now, obviously, because we've encrypted them, it's going to say, or because we've deleted the password, it's going to log us out. So what we need to do now is just re-log in. Just type in your username and password as normal. Obviously that won't work, so you want to go to the register page again. Yeah, we're already logged in. I'm just going to show you how to create a basic logout page quickly. So if you just go onto Notepad, create a new PHP session, type in session_start, and then type in, I think you can just type in session_destroy, and then just end the PHP tags. And just save this as logout.php. And you're going to want to type in print ahref equals index.php. You are now logged out. Click here to re-log in. Okay, then end that. Okay, so that will give them an option to redirect to the login page, so we can re-log in. We'll save that. I'll just press Ctrl and S there to save it. Now you're going to want to just upload that logout page. Then type in logout.php. Okay, now you are now logged out. Click here to re-log in. We'll go back to the registration page, and as you can see, that's destroyed the session. So that's just basically your login page. It's just a couple of lines of code, and it's as simple as that for the logout page. Oh, actually, we've missed out forgot to end the anchor tag, which is the link, obviously. So I'll re-upload the logout page. We don't need to check that again because that will definitely work. So I'll type in the code again as a username, admin and admin. Okay, so now we've been registered, and if we browse the data now, as you can see, the password, even though the password is actually admin, it's encrypted. If I go onto a website called MD5 Decryption.com, this is where you can actually decrypt MD5 passwords, the encrypted passwords. It doesn't have a record for all passwords, so if I just type in the encryption hash there and just type in decrypt it, as you can see, the decrypted data comes up as admin. So yeah, it's pretty secure. You can't read it from the naked eye, but some websites do allow you to find out certain passwords. But now if you go back to the login page and type in your username and password, as you can see, it will still log in, but it won't actually show the password. So obviously, if people have got a secure password, say if I was to example, if I was to log out now, register a new account, with an extremely secure password. So just type in something random there. Type in a random username there, and I'm going to type in my password for a few websites. This is the password I actually use for a few websites. Okay, now if I go to the database, you can see there it's a different hash. Obviously every single hash is unique, and it also makes a difference with capitals and small letters as well. So if I go into the MD5 decryption, you won't actually be able to decrypt this one, or at least I hope not. Yeah, as you can see, an MD5 hash wasn't found in the database, so obviously insecure passwords like admin 123456 and things like that, names, dictionary passwords, which is basically words that are in a dictionary, all them kind of things, you'll probably be able to decrypt them, but secure passwords with like capitals and small letters and numbers, special characters, won't be able to be decrypted. And the more different types of characters you've got, the more secure it is. I'm not going to go into security now. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks again for watching this video. In the next tutorial, I think I'll go into more advanced database methods, such as storing some more login information, fetching that information from the database like we did with the login page, but obviously more data will create options to edit the database and things like that. That will probably be tomorrow night or something. So yeah, look out for that. Comment, rate and subscribe again. Thanks for watching. See you later.